Hi, I'm Rob Garland, and I want to welcome you to this series of 5 lessons where I talk to you about going beyond the pentatonic scale. Now, these lessons are taken from my online TrueFire classroom guitar Babylon, so you'll have to forgive some of the outfit changes. Alright, so I'm sure you're aware of the minor pentatonic scale. It's a great scale, the most used scale in blues and rock, and even though it can get you through a lot of songs, it does have some limitations. And so the purpose of this series of lessons is to show you a few ways you can customize the scale and also keep the scale exactly as it is, but use it in different contexts and for different applications. I hope you enjoy this series of lessons. I hope the content makes you think about the tired old minor pentatonic scale in a new way. So thanks for watching. Let's talk about adding a major third to the minor pentatonic scale in the key of C. Particularly if you're thinking about playing over a C7, either a blues or a static vamp, or just somewhere where a C7 chord shows up, you want to address the third of the chord, which in this case is E. In our scale, C minor pentatonic, we have E flat, okay? And that causes a nice bit of tension against the chord, but sometimes to get away from that traditional blues sound, it's nice to resolve up to the major third. So let's go through the scale and find where the note E can be found, and then we'll talk about some phrasing ideas. So if you play the scale, root position, C, E flat, you could slide your pinky up and then there's E at the 12th fret of the lower E string, or if you want to, drop down to the 7th fret of the A string, also the note E. Now slide your finger back up to the 8th fret to continue and get back into scale position. Continue through the minor pentatonic scale, and then on the G string, here's the most used one, you can hammer on or fret the note or bend to the 9th fret on the G, and that gives you the E. And look, that's very visual. There's the third of our C7 chord, okay? So, and it also gives you a nice chromatic line where you can use E flat, E, and F on the G string, okay? But the note we're talking about and interested in there is E, the third, okay? Great players that I grew up listening to, like Larry Carlton and Robin Ford, I would hear this sound that they would get, and after transcribing some of their music, I realized that they were using the sixths a lot, and they were sort of incorporating this into pentatonic ideas, and that made them stand out, you know, from the millions of pentatonic warriors that were just playing the straight minor pentatonic scale up and down. So I started to incorporate some of these ideas into my playing as well. So let's take a look at the minor pentatonic scale, but instead of playing it the way we know and love, we're going to leave out the flattened 7th, which in the key of C would be B flat, and replace it with the 6th, which in the key of C would be A, okay? So we're going to play the minor pentatonic scale with a different note, the 6th, in place of the flattened 7th. In the root position, our notes are C, E flat, F, G, and then here's the 6th, A, okay? And then C, E flat, F, G, A. Now you could think of this note as the 13th or the 6th, it really doesn't matter. C, E flat, okay? You could also include the A on the A string at the 12th fret. But I prefer it on the 7th fret of the D string. But either one's fine. Alright, so think of the context of a C7 chord, alright? I'm really trying to get you to hear what this 6th does to the sound. So here's a couple of licks. Now hopefully you can hear this lick doesn't have quite the stereotypical traditional minor pentatonic sound because the 6 is moving it away from that. Here's the lick a little slower. Starting first finger on the 7th fret of the D string, playing the 6th, the note A. C with the pinky on the 10th fret of the D string, then running through the scale as normal. 8th fret of the G string, 10th fret of the G string. First finger plays the note G on the B string on the 8th fret, and here's the new note again, this time up an octave. 10th fret of the B string with the 3rd finger. So far we have and then we're playing the root note C on the high E string at the 8th fret, and then we're going to use our pinky on the 11th fret of the E string and do 2 sort of like quarter step bends. It's not even going up to the note E, it's just kind of in between. Back to the root C. Okay, so far we have and then here's the end of the lick. Back to the 6th again on the 10th fret of the B string, and then back to the root to resolve on the 8th fret of the E string.